Hey y'all, it's Stacy with SouthernBite.com. We're back in the kitchen today making my skillet pork chops with French onion gravy. I've got 4 bone-in center-cut pork chops that are about 3/4 of an inch thick. We're gonna season these and sear them in the pan here, but to start, we're gonna blot them with some paper towels. Removing this excess moisture is gonna help them brown a little bit better. We're gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper to each side. When we brown meat in fat, speaking of fat, we've got 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter and about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in here. We're gonna add these pork chops to it. You wanna hear that sizzle. When meat browns like this, it's the result of what's called the Maillard reaction. And that's what adds great flavor to this. We're gonna cook these 4 to 5 minutes on each side or until a meat thermometer registers 140 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so we've got our pork chops cooked all the way through. You can see that beautiful golden brown color there. I'm gonna move these off to a plate and tint these with foil while we're making our sauce. So while our pan is still hot here, we're gonna add 2 cups of sliced mushrooms. We wanna get these nice and brown too. That's gonna add more color and lots of flavor. Stir these around 3 to 5 minutes. Like I said, you want to get that golden brown color. They'll be nice and tender. To this, we're going to add 1 cup of beef broth. This is going to help deglaze our pan. All the brown bits on the bottom, that's called fond, and there's tons of flavor there, so we want to make sure that we get that off. So using a spatula or something, we want to scrape the bottom and get all that flavor off. To this, we're going to add 1 envelope of onion soup mix, like dry onion soup mix, and a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I get questions all the time about the vinegar. Vinegar just helps add a little punch of flavor to this. Now to tighten this up, we're gonna make a slurry. And that sounds complicated, but it's super simple. We've got another cup of beef broth remaining here in our jar. To that, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Now, we do this separately because we want to mix the cornstarch with cold liquid. In this case, room temperature beef broth works great. Mixing cornstarch into something warm, it just doesn't dissolve. It'll clump up and creates a real problem. So when we make slurries like this, we want to make sure that we mix that into something cold. So this is a cup of beef broth and a tablespoon of cornstarch. We're gonna stir this right into our gravy. This is gonna tighten everything up and give us that nice, thick, super savory gravy to go right over our pork chops. This is gonna tighten pretty quickly, and this dish is done. As I said, it's a super savory, but also crazy easy way to punch up pork chops that makes the perfect supper. You can get this recipe and hundreds more on my website at SouthernBite.com. Y'all enjoy.
Now, I love pork chops, mainly fried or grilled, but this recipe adds a little different flavor to one of my favorite dishes.
And like all of Stacy's recipes, it's pretty quick and easy to prepare. Head on over to SouthernBite.com and look for the Simply Southern TV tab at the top of the page to find this recipe and all the others Stacy has prepared on our show this year.
And a special thanks to the Alabama Farmers Federation's Pork Division for sponsoring today's cooking segment.
And thanks to all of you for watching today. Hope you'll be back with us next week to see how one family is paying tribute to their daughter's memory by helping foster children.
And we'll ride along as some of Alabama's awesome educators take a summer field trip to help them teach our children about agriculture when they get back into the classroom. I'm Kevin Worthington.
And I'm Mary Wilson. We'll see you next week. Simply Southern is produced by the Alabama Farmers Federation and made possible with the support of Alabama Farmers Cooperative and these sponsors.